Just thought I'd do like a quick video going over this car, 1983 Mazda RX-7 with a 1992 Mazda Miata engine and transmission swapped in. It's the 1.6. Posted a video of it running on Instagram. It kind of blew up. A bunch of people were asking for, long form video going over the build, everything. Mostly because it is running without an ECU or any type of engine management at all. Old school carburetor, distributor. So yeah, just thought I'd go over how I got that setup working for me. So starting off with the distributor and ignition system. Yeah, I just have this distributor here. It is from I believe, 1986 Honda Civic. I can't exactly remember, which generation that is. I'm not a big Honda guy. But the reason I picked that distributor is because that specific engine that this came off of spins counterclockwise, and the distributor is mounted on the back of the engine. So the distributor is spinning clockwise, which is what I needed for this, for the vacuum advance to actually advance the timing instead of retard it, which it would if it was spinning counterclockwise. So I took a ton of research to try to find the correct distributor and everything. Yeah, this one works just fine. And to actually spin it, it is coupled onto the intake cam. You can kind of see in there where it's coupled to. And then, yeah, I just made this bracket just out of like some scrap I had around. Nothing crazy. But yeah, just classic setup, ignition coil there, just needs 12 volts to run. I did originally try to use the original like Honda electronics inside there, but I just kept blowing up the like Hall effect sensor inside. So I switched to a like 4-cylinder Pertronics unit and just like adapted it to fit inside the internals in there. And then the wires, the like Miata wires were not long enough to fit. So I think they were, yeah, like Mercury Capri sparkler wire set, because it's same engine, same, Mazda B series, but it does have a distributor on the back of the engine where the cam angle sensor is usually. So yeah, they ended up being long enough. Moving on to fuel delivery, I'm using a Weber 3236 carburetor, just super simple 2-barrel carburetor. Nothing crazy there. And I'd say the biggest part of this build was the intake manifold. No one makes a intake manifold to adapt a carburetor like this to a Mazda B6 engine. So I had to make this myself. It's just like I had some laser cut parts made for like the flanges, and then some like electrical conduit for the runners. Again, rat rod stuff, nothing like high tech or anything, but yeah, it works. The biggest thing about this manifold that I really wanted was to have it heated. So I have this, radiator pipe going under and heating a little chamber under there, just to have good fuel vaporization. That was something I struggled with a little bit. Previous iterations of this setup, just intake manifold getting too cold and kind of icing over as the car would run. So that's a big improvement. It's super convenient here too, because I have a coolant reroute on the Miata engine, which just adds a thermostat housing back here behind the engine. So this upper radiator hose snakes around to the back rather than, on the OEM setup, it is here on the front. So that made it more convenient. But yeah, simple setup. Tough part was just making the manifold. And then my welder sucks, and I'm also a horrible welder, so I just used some JB Weld to plug up any pinholes I had in those welds. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to get an engine running without an ECU or any kind of electronic engine management like that. I just have 12 volts going to the coil, 3 psi fuel pressure going to the carburetor. I am using the OEM FB RX-7 fuel pump because that car was originally carbureted at a 12A rotary engine. Some people are asking, why did I swap out the rotary for a Miata engine? It's not any more power. It's not really a huge performance upgrade. I did that because I went through 2 rotary engines in this car, and they both blew up, of course. And just the 12As where I'm at are super hard to get, super expensive. Parts are crazy hard to find, and just rotary engines in general, they're just getting more rare and difficult to get parts for. And I think they're super cool engines. I would love to have a rotary in here one day if I'm like, ever super rich, but I just want to drive this car. I know that these first gen Miata engines are super reliable, super easy to get parts for. I mean, I got a spare engine right here just for like $500. Like, that level of like ease and of working on reliability is why I went with this setup. But yeah, later down the line, who knows? Might put another rotary in here, might turbocharge this setup, do like a blow through sort of situation. Who knows? Some people are also asking why I went with this carburetor and I didn't do like a dual Weber like side draft DCOE setup. I actually did do that at first. I actually have the manifold for it right here. This is a super nice piece. I got this from, I believe, Dan ST Engineering. That company makes a bunch of like custom manifolds for ITBs or side draft carburetors. But I decided to not go that route because, well, for one, DCOE is super expensive. Even just getting parts for them is not cheap, and each cylinder has its own carburetor circuit and everything, so that's a lot of parts. Costs add up. And really the whole reason I went with carburetor and a distributor on this car was for simplicity. I just wanted something super simple, super responsive, just like, as simple as it can be. And as cool as those side draft carburetors are, or like bike carbs, they're just not a very simple setup at all. Tuning them is difficult, as you can imagine, with each cylinder having its own carburetor circuit that has to be synced up. So yeah, definitely more power from a set of DCOEs, but I'm just going for simplicity and fun here. So as far as this swap goes specifically, putting a Miata B series engine in FB RX-7, this is a super simple swap. It fits super well in this engine bay. The gearbox itself is technically the same. The tail housing is different, but what I did, you can swap out the Miata tail housing for the RX-7 tail housing, so you can use the OEM drive shaft and transmission mount for the RX-7. So that makes it way easier. Don't have to get a custom drive shaft. Yeah, simple swap. It's taken me a while just because I didn't really know what direction I wanted to take this car. I was originally going to do like a turbo EFI setup, and I did like the DCOE side drafts, and I finally landed on this, which I'm super happy about. But yeah, people have done this swap before. It's nothing crazy. I've just got some engine mounts there. I think I made them out of like some suspension poly bushings. They're a little harsh. I might swap them out at some point. Those RX-7 experts out there might notice that I don't have a steering box anymore. I did a FC RX-7 subframe swap. Somewhat common thing to do on these first gen RX-7s. It's pretty simple. I can go into a little bit more depth if people are interested in that, or other people have done it. There are forums online on how to do it. Yeah, let's see. I put like a half roll cage in it. did a bunch of interior stuff. I mean, I'm just having fun with this car, right? It is, again, like I said, rat rod. I'm not trying to make it pretty or anything. I'm just goofing off, having fun. Like, seriously, if you want a low stress project car, get yourself something like this and just like, you know, goof off with it, have fun. Yeah, so that is the car. It's the setup right now. You know, pretty simple. Yeah, this whole car, definitely rat rod vibes. You can see the spray paint in the bash bar I got up front. This car, this RX-7 was in pretty rough shape when I got it, so I wasn't like ruining a pristine car or anything. But yeah, definitely been a lot of fun building this thing. Yeah, if anyone's got questions, you can send me a message on Instagram. People like this video, I can do some more in the future on this car or whatever projects I have with it. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you.